What's going on, ATU? It's another Monday night, and we're gonna have another fun time. We're waiting on Rob again because I don't know. It usually takes us a couple minutes to kind of get everything situated once we get ready to go on. We'll tell each other, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go on," and then 4 or 5 minutes later, then everything's together and ready to go. It just happens that way. Um, Now, if you haven't noticed what we've been doing, we're gonna have Rob jump on here, and then we're gonna talk about some concept spy shots of the Ram. What is it? The Rebel TRX, I believe it is. Also, we're gonna talk about kit cars and how everyone feels about them, and see what else goes on. What's going on, guys? Obviously, you guys have been here before. You know what's going on. Another good fun Friday. Well, it's not Friday actually. It's Monday, but it feels like a Friday. I don't know what. It's a good time though. Oh, anytime you're out, Rob. Uh-oh.
Yo, what's up?
Uh-oh. We got the pilot going on again.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm still hoping for that rolling Top Gun too.
Well, if you're not Goose.
Well, it can't be Goose. Goose is already dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. So I have a question for
What's
you.
up, Gio? How you doing? Yeah, absolutely. Shoot.
Have you seen the video of the already wrecked C8 Corvette?
Oh, please. You got to send that to me, bro. Yeah,
I'll,
you
I'll,
have to.
I'll, I'll find it. But yeah, there's already somebody who's already wrecked the C8. From what I've been told, it was a pre-production car. It wasn't even a like
Oh man.
yeah. These were the pre-production cars that get put around for promotional stuff and then get crushed once everything starts rolling.
It's only a matter of time, bro. It's only a matter of time. I
Oh
mean, it's the way Corvettes roll. Someone's got to crash them.
yeah.
I don't know what it is, because I've seen so many videos of people test driving or trying to be cool, and they crash the shit out of them. Same with Mustangs too.
Well,
It's
I
not just
mean,
Corvettes.
the funny thing is, all the only videos you've seen of Corvette so far, or the C8s at least, are a couple of like 10-mile-an-hour rolls, backing into
Yeah,
a parking spot, revving the engine a little bit. I mean, that's about it. And now all of a
right.
sudden you see one that it looks like he came around a corner a little too fast and clipped two cars and destroyed three cars.
But I thought it could take turns now.
I think, well, general consensus is the driver ran out of talent.
Oh, okay. It needed driver modification. I can
Yeah.
understand. You only get one of those, guys, okay? You only get one driver modification. Now, if the next guy crashes one,
Then who knows? Yeah.
yeah, then
But
I was right. There's something wrong with the C8.
yeah, it's just one of those things. So you have been talking to me about this Ram TRX or Ram Rebel TRX.
Yep.
I've been doing a little bit of research on it. I don't understand what's different between the TRX and the current Ram Rebel.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The current Ram Rebel is a V8,
Whoa.
naturally aspirated, four-wheel drive truck with some slight off-road upgrades to it. Correct? That's basically what the Ram
Um.
Rebel is.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so the TRX is supposed to be competing with the Raptor, where it's going to have the Hellcat supercharged engine in it. It's going to be making 700 horse purs and yeah, some hearse purs. It's making all kinds of purs over there. Yeah, so and then it's supposed to kind of be more of an extreme truck. Um, so far, what I've seen are spy photos that look like a regular Ram Rebel with some slight modifications to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what the body's really going to look like, what they're going to do different to make it more sporty, but it's supposed to be this crazy supercharged off-road beast capable of beating the Raptor. Apparently it's supposed to beat the Raptor, and they kind of hinted at that when they named it the T-Rex. Because TRX, really? Tell me that doesn't spell T-Rex. I'm
Well,
missing one letter. That's a
here
T-Rex.
here's my thing about it. They made a Raptor competitor years ago. They had the
Yeah.
Ram Runner. The thing
Right.
is, it wasn't anything special like the Raptor. It was a regular 1500 that you would buy a kit and they would outfit it for you from the factory, or like not a kit, but like a pet malice. Uh, Go on, this way.
An,
I,
an up
I don't.
performance upgrade package, I believe, is what Marty's
Right.
trying to
So
say
it's
while his
still
cat interrupts.
it's still the same regular 1500, but it's got a little bit beefier suspension that they put into it. I mean, nothing like completely overdone suspension. It's just regular suspension with some new shocks and shit like that. And then
Right.
like a pre-runner bumper, and then some bigger wheels and tires, and that's about all that it had. And kind of what the spy photos that I've been seeing of this Ram Rebel is just some upgraded stuff. But then I've seen uh, some specs and stuff like that, and it says it's going to be a complete new factory truck, and it's going to look almost identical to the Raptor. It's going to have bulged out fenders, and it's going to have, crazy coil over link suspension and shit like that. And it's just going to
Right.
be, a pretty badass truck, but we'll see what they do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so far it's been like it's one of these cars where it's been teased. They talked about doing it, and then there's been spying. Basically, is what you have is these reporters going around and just driving around near the factory, waiting to see it on test rides and stuff.
Right.
So most of the time, manufacturers go, "We're not going to show off the real body. Like we'll just leave that in the fact,
Yeah.
and we'll send out our regular truck." So they were talking about this is some of the spy information that we have. So the guy who was reporting on it, he basically saw one leave the factory on a test drive, and he follows behind it. That's like their whole job, right? He said, definitely, yeah, it'd be very cool job. I'd be down to have that job. Hire me.
Yeah. I'll
Except
do it.
I can't spell or write or do any of those other things that might qualify.
Yeah, but
But anyway,
you've got spell check and autocorrect, so you're fine.
see, right there, boom. But basically, he said it was very obvious you were listening to a supercharged V8. I mean, let's be honest. I don't care what kind of mufflers you put on that thing; it's going to be loud. That Hellcat engine's loud.
Yeah.
But they said they saw it looked like they had 8 lug nuts on the rear end, which makes it what do they call it, a 3/4 ton?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out today because you truck guys kind of have this secret language, right? So there's the 1500, 2500, 3500, basically, right? And all the trucks follow that, or like Ford calls it an F-150, and Chevy calls it a 2500, right? But it's still
it's just basically just a beefier axle. So theoretically, it could be under a 1500. It's just a beefier axle for it. Like
right.
Some Dodge Ram mega cabs are the 1500s, but they've got 8 lug axles just because they're stronger and they can handle more. And
Right.
so
So
that's
when they say
probably what it is it's got 8 lug axles under it, so it can handle more stress and more power.
right. So what my question was so when they say like it's a 3/4 ton rear end, which in that truck series is that? Like if I were to say, would that be the 3500?
2500.
2500 is
yeah. The big 25, like the 2500 heavy duties, or the 3500s.
Okay, so it would be like a 3500.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out because they talk about sometimes they do use tonnage and then sometimes they use like the series. And hey,
Yeah.
I like that drink you got there today, Marty. It's nice.
It was a housewarming gift.
Well, there you go. But yeah, it's
sitting in there. And I'm gonna drink some.
You got to, man. You got to. You got to enjoy a cold one.
The back up. You can go that way.
Back up. Your cat's killing me today, man.
I know they're killing me. I should have just closed the door. But yeah, for like the 3/4 ton, 3500 stuff like that, it's just heavy duty trucks. It's just all it is.
Right.
Kind of like the regular 1500s are half tons. So it usually goes off of like payload capacity.
Got you. Gotcha. So, but basically, what it seems to me that everything that they've been able to spy on, they're really actually building the truck very, very well as far as mechanically, like the suspension, and they're giving it beefier axles, they're giving it the supercharged engine. Like they're obviously focused on the mechanicals of the truck,
Hmm.
definitely. So, Mike, it seems to me Dodge is doing the right thing to compete with a Raptor. I'm curious though, would it be like if they, let's say they do absolutely nothing to the body of the Ram Rebel and just you get the just that little TRX badge on the back and it has all the upgrades. Like, would that be something truck guys like you would be into, or do you guys prefer to have like the Raptor, where it's already got the cool body panels and all that stuff to it?
Well, to me, it would remind me of the Power Wagon when they came back out with the Power Wagon, where it was nothing different than the regular 2500s, but it had a little bit different suspension, and it came standard with a winch and a couple of other odds and ends and stuff like that. Um, and so theoretically, Dodge has done kind of that before, where they've taken a regular truck and they've kind of retooled it a little bit to be a little bit more beefed up, but it's um, it's basically the same truck. So I
Right.
mean, it wouldn't be a deal breaker for a lot of people, but depending on who you are, you're if you're gonna buy a F-150 or a Raptor, people are gonna go for the Raptor just for the fact that it looks different and it looks a little cooler and stuff.
It is. I mean, the Raptor is a great looking truck. Like I'm not a truck guy, but I don't know. Ford's got me sold on that with that Raptor. They sold me. Like I
It's
definitely
it's
got.
a
But
it's an interesting truck. I mean, if I got to see more people use it how it's supposed to be used, it'd be really fun. But most
see,
people
okay,
just
so
drive it
guys
back and
like
forth to work.
yeah, so guys like Jeremiah, he's saying, yeah, I don't care about the body. I don't care. Give me the regular panels. I'm gonna
Right,
trash that
right,
stuff. I'm
right.
actually gonna use the truck. So that's why I was curious. So, hey Jason, what's up, man? How you doing tonight? Yeah, I mean, you take the big truck on dirt bike trails. Well, I don't know if it was necessarily made for that, but all right.
But like he
But
was saying, for the most part, if you completely retool the body, it, if you do screw something up, it's going to be more expensive now because these are all brand new panels.
right,
But if it's a regular body on a truck, it's not going to be nearly as expensive because you can go buy those panels down the street that everyone else has already got on their vehicles instead of
gotcha.
brand new, retooled, more expensive
Right.
stuff because it's specialty stuff.
I'll tell you, for me as a car guy, like I really enjoy getting the upgraded bodies on the
Yeah,
different cars. And so for me, looking at it from that perspective, I want Dodge to do what Ford did for the Raptor, and I'd prefer to see all the cool, body work that they do to it.
now
Different front and rear bumpers and
true,
hoods and
true. I
all that
mean,
kind of stuff.
and
I
here's the
think that
deal
stuff's cool.
with the Raptor, it's a lot of that stuff is fiberglass and lightweight body panels to do what it's supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be able to go over dirt hills and jumps and stuff like that for at pretty decent speeds, and so the lightweight body panels helps it out. Also, if something comes into contact with it, it flexes instead of just kind of stopping. Um,
True,
so
true.
those are built for a purpose, and then you've got your regular work trucks that, yeah, if you scratch it or you ding it or whatever, no big deal. No one's gonna worry about what it looks like because it's doing
Right.
its job. So I guess for the Raptor, it has its perks with the bulged out fenders because they're expecting you to land jumps and absorb that jump, and so the wheels are
Right.
going to go up inside of the fender. And if you've got regular fenders, those fenders are going to get dinged up and ripped apart. So
Right.
it's built for what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Dodge does there. Like you said, they did the Power Wagon, so they've already done a truck where they've basically it's the same truck with it's more or less a an options package.
Mm.
So I'd like to see them take the TRX. I mean, it's so funny. You know, Dodge comes out with a TRX, a T-Rex, right? And to
The
compete with the
Raptor.
Raptor. You know, Dodge had the Demon, and Chevy came out with that Exorcist Camaro.
Yeah.
And you know, it's always fun to watch a good competition happen. And
Right.
I would say out of the pickup trucks right now, at least here in America, I'm favoring Ford and Dodge over anybody else right now. Just
Well,
as an
here's the
outside looking in, that'd
here's
be
a
my
crazy thing.
favorites
Here's
out
a
of the
crazy
trucks
thing.
right now.
It seems as though Dodge has a really good idea of we're gonna let you make the first move, and then we're gonna improve on what you just made. Because I mean, look at what they've been doing. They you know Chevy made the Demon or the Exorcist Camaro, and then Dodge is like, all right, we got you. We're gonna make the we're gonna make the Demon. And then Ford's had the Raptor out for a while, and then like, okay, well we're gonna do this again. We're gonna redo this one completely, and we're gonna try hard this time and make it right. And so what
Right,
they've been doing is they've been kind of like lagging back in the shadows and going, all right, you guys make the first move. You tell us what you show us. You do your research and development, and then we'll figure out if people like that or not. And if they like it, then we'll make one of our own.
right.
So yeah, you guys are spending all the money, and we're reaping the benefits from it.
Oh, let's see. We missed a few guys. I'm sorry. We're just we got to catch back up with the comments here.
Yeah, what do we got?
Well, Jay was asking about the new Ford Ranger diesel. Jeremiah said he wanted to see a shootout between the Raptor and the Rebel. I'd like to see them as they are right now because the Rebel's still. Well, you know what I'd really like to see is the Rebel versus what the F by 4 is that the off-road package from Ford?
FX4.
Just this FX.
That's what Snowflake was.
Yeah. Okay. So, I think that those two are kind of competitors right now, and I'd like to see a head-to-head with them before we get there.
They did a
What's up, Ray?
head-to-head. They did a head-to-head with the Ram Runner and the Raptor before, and the Raptor destroyed the Ram Runner because it was like I said, it was a stock truck that they just put wheels and tires on and shocks. It was nothing different, and the Raptor was completely 100% built from the factory to do that. And Dodge,
it's a racing truck. It really is.
Yeah. Dodge just basically took a regular truck and said, "Here's our competitor." You know what I mean? Like,
right. So it'll be interesting. I think that it from the outside perspective right now, I think that it's going to be awesome.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, like I said, like Prestegard said, Ford has had a while to kind of hone in on what they've been doing, and everyone has had a good long time to see what they're doing and come up with their own. So
right. Hey, we got a few more people joining us.
Heck yeah.
We've been talking about the TRX coming out from Dodge to compete with the Raptor. And if you guys are all here, just give us a like and make sure you share out the video, okay, guys?
Yeah,
appreciate
definitely.
Appreciate it. But you know what's interesting? Okay, so Jay brought up the new Ranger. The new Ranger has a Raptor version in Europe right now, and they're not sure whether or not they're going to bring it here. I'm curious, do you think that they will, just to be able to beat out the Jeep Rubicon trucks right now, the Gladiator Rubicons?
I don't know.
They
could possibly do that, but I think for the most part, Raptor is more worried about the Colorado.
Yeah.
I don't think they, because I mean, what Jeep has been teasing a Gladiator for how long? So I don't think.
And now we've got one.
I don't think they were expecting the Gladiator to come out as quick as it did. So I don't think they were planning on bringing the Raptor over for the Gladiator. I think they were more worried about the Colorado. And now that that Colorado has its diesel option, I'm wondering if they're more worried about bringing the diesel Wranglers, their diesel Rangers over to compete with it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the big thing is Ford makes diesels for everything. Oh well, actually, all of our domestic car companies make diesels for everything. It's just we have entirely ridiculous, stringent, um, I guess you'd say, restrictions on everything to make it more difficult to actually sell those here. Like there's diesel Wranglers everywhere, but we don't have them here because we don't allow them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
The whole diesel thing doesn't make any sense. Why we wouldn't use diesel way more in the United States than we actually do.
right.
And it's weird how a lot of the really good diesel vehicles get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I didn't even realize that the Colorado had gotten a diesel, so I
Yeah,
could see them focusing on that. But they already make a Raptor, and with the Gladiator Rubicons being, I mean, in the comparison test that I've seen, it's beat out the new Ranger FX4. So I don't know. I would think that maybe they might bring the Raptor over here, and if they were to do that,
yeah, I don't know.
would they then go ahead and do maybe another Dakota, or do you think maybe they would soup up the Gladiator a little more?
I'm surprised that they haven't come back out with a Dakota. Honestly, what's that? Yeah, but not here. I mean, it's a hard. Most of the diesel engines that we've got here have gone through strict regulations and restrictions and all that other good stuff. I mean, what do you think happened to VW a couple years ago when
they got screwed.
They were pencil whipping numbers so they could get their cars over here, and then all of a sudden,
yeah, it was fine.
All of a sudden, they had parking lots full of cars that they couldn't sell, and they crushed them.
Right. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, So I don't know why the government's got to mess with our cars so much. Leave us alone, guys. We just want our cars. Come on now. But they really sucks. Really sucks when it comes down to diesel.
I was watching somebody have they were hauling with their Jeep Gladiator the other day, and they said that it just seemed like it had a hard time. All they were hauling was a aluminum trailer with a Ranger wrap. God damn! Why can I not speak today? A Wrangler on the back, and they said it was having hard times with hills and stuff like that, and it didn't feel like it knew what gear it wanted to be in. But it's not really a towing vehicle, and if you're gonna just buy something for a towing vehicle, you'll get a bigger truck, I guess.
I mean, little trucks can do it, but of course they're going to have a hard time doing some bigger hauling and stuff. And I get it's just an aluminum trailer, but yeah, Jeep is like that. When you're buying a small truck, you got to realize that your towing capacity is diminished. It's not
right.
It's not a tow every day kind of vehicle.
Right.
So if you have to tow stuff every once in a while,
people who are going to have the Jeeps and the Rangers and stuff like that, they're not going to be towing big, huge, heavy trailers. They're going to be towing, small things like, jet skis or, quads and stuff like that.
A jet ski, maybe a pair of quads, or some simple stuff.
And it's not going to be an everyday thing, I think, because most of the time, if you're gonna have like we were saying before, if you're gonna have buy something to tow stuff with, you're gonna buy a 1500 or a 2500.
Doing some towing. Yeah, but when you're getting into those bigger trucks, I feel like the bigger trucks are definitely made for that kind of abuse.
Yeah.
Don't blow up your transmission. I don't know what Silverado you have, but that's something Mark told me, that he's gone through a lot of transmissions in his truck. Maybe it was a 1500.
My Colorado.
But,
the Colorado.
Another one?
No, no,
Another
no, no,
one?
no, not another one. But like I said, I've had 3 of them, and I've had 3 transmissions take a shit on me.
I thought yours broke down again. Did they finally fix the transmission? You got a good transmission
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Well, I mean, I've got a basically what happened was apparently a seal around the torque converter went bad, and it drained all the fluid out. So it had no fluid, and it wouldn't go
That could cause
into
an issue.
gear.
Yeah,
And
that slight issue.
yeah, so they had to take that out and rebuild it. One of them completely just ate the transmission. So I mean, it's not like it's all the same issue. It's not like it's like a recall issue. It's more along the lines of just bad engineering, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh man, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'd bring the Raptor over or the Ranger Raptor over.
Yeah, I don't know either. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But I do. Excuse me again. Just drinking a bit too much. Uh, I I am happy to see that at least a couple of companies out there still have performance stuff in mind. It's
Yeah,
always good to see a car company, especially these bigger name companies, do something that's more fun and keeps the spirit of to cars alive, because it's just there's so much demand out there for bland, boring cars. It's fun when they actually do something, And I get that there's the exotics and all that, and those will always be there, but those are all unattainable pieces of crap. And I love stuff like this. You take the Raptor or the upcoming TRX, you get some big supercharged V8 engine, crazy horsepower,
right.
capable of actually having fun off road and doing stuff that
Yeah,
normal
yeah,
people will do and enjoy about their cars. I feel like the American car market, I would say, gets such an unfair rap because there's so many of us out here that really enjoy our vehicles, but because there's so many more people that just need a car in general, we kind of get left behind or unthought about. So it's always nice to see
yeah.
something like this where it's affordable ish,
Well,
it's
that
attainable,
it's
and something you can use and have fun with.
so many manufacturers only care about selling the car. They don't care about what people are going to be doing with the car or the
Right.
truck. You know, if like Toyota, for instance, they designed their new Supra to be modified.
Hmm.
There's mounting points for a wing on the back. There's removable inlets for more airflow.
Right.
There's all sorts of options to upgrade the vehicle. A lot of these other vehicles are all these cars that come out are optimized beyond belief to where you've got to do major surgery to be able to do anything to it.
Right.
So it's one of those things of the car companies don't pay attention to I wouldn't say they don't pay attention to the wants of the customer, but they don't really pay attention to the customer. They just put out a car and say, "This is what you're going to get. If you like it, buy it. If you don't like it, modify it." But we're not doing anything.
Yeah. It's more attention. It's like they pay attention to the numbers and not to the actual people,
Mm.
because
And then they wonder
you
why
make
nobody
a
buys it.
right. Well, you make a middle of the road car, right? It's just a car. It just goes from A to B. There's nothing special. The engine doesn't produce a
Nope.
good amount of horsepower. The transmission doesn't shift all that great, but it goes and it never breaks down on you, and we get it. But even people who enjoy fast or different or somewhat modified vehicles will still buy the bland car just so they can get back and forth to work.
Mm.
If you would get people excited about a car and get people more, into what the spirit of driving, I would say. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like when the Evo came out, everybody wanted to get a Lancer because they
Right.
couldn't afford the Evo. But Mitsubishi didn't do what Subaru did, where they had that turbocharged, where you could get the mid-grade turbocharger, the
Mm.
WRX, instead of the STI.
Right.
So
Right.
Mitsubishi didn't do that. So a bunch of people bought Lancers, and they were, just humdrum, normal cars. The Evo is something special. So it's like not enough people do this. Like Ford with the Raptor, or Dodge with the TRX, or Fiat with the Abarth. There's that special car that just makes you excited about the brand. And
Right. Right.
so it's something I feel lacks a lot of times when like they bring out something new and they're like, that didn't sell. It's like no one was excited about it. You did nothing cool for it. It was bland and it was different, so it was
Right.
nothing.
Exactly. It was one of those things like, I mean, because what
Buick
they're
is
talking,
awesome.
so they're talking about Buicks. It's like what they did with the GNX or the Grand National. It's they took a regular car and they kind of went, hey, let's see what we can do with it, and they had fun with it, and people enjoyed it. They don't do that anymore. It's not one of those. I mean, yeah, once in a while they'll come out with like the Ford came out with the Taurus SHO, but that was a $40,000 sedan. You know,
Right,
you know what I mean? Like nobody wants to spend that much money on a sedan.
right.
I
And
mean,
but the thing is though, is that they don't have to make that many of them because a bunch of people will want like see that top of the model sedan and be like, dude, that's awesome. But I can't afford that. But I'd like something like that. That's oh, well, I can get the base model. You know what I mean? Like at least you have that top of the line model that gets people excited for that. I think personally, I think
if
that you capture two markets with an exciting car,
if
where like you
you
make an
if you
exciting car,
if you made an exciting
people
car,
buy
like
it,
yeah,
like a
I could
boring
see
car
that.
that people also buy. Like where you have the two modification the sections there, right? Like you got the guys that'll buy the Evo and you got the guys that are going to buy the Lancer, but everybody really bought the same car because of the Evo, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I think if you were able to build a car that was exciting and people enjoyed, and you were able to show them how awesome this car could be, and they started buying the base model, and you said all you've got to do is add this part and this part and this part to it, and you've got the same car.
Right.
I think a lot of people, I think a lot more people would be excited for new releases because, yeah, if you came out with, say, I don't know, I don't even know, let's say the Impala, say you had the Impala, and with a couple of extra parts, you could have the SS that they
Right.
that they got rid of. If you were able to do that, then a heck of a lot more people would be buying the Impala. Yeah, the SS sales would suffer, but you're still gonna have those people buying the SS because they're like, hey, I can buy this. And then there's
Right.
gonna be other people who are like, well, I can't really afford that one, but I can afford this one, and I can upgrade it over time.
Right. Right. And so it's really that's what I love about when companies do like with this Rebel TRX or with the Ford Raptor. I just love that that kind of crazy performance upgrade stuff that you can buy straight from the factory.
Right.
Um, and it's when we see the competition right now between Ford and Dodge and Dodge and Chevy, and like you can kind of see it's making them kind of elevate their products because they've been competing against each other again. Like they're actually making like really head-to-head cars where it's like that's a tough decision on which one to buy.
Right.
So I love it. It gets me excited, and I think that these companies are seeing upticks in their sales because of stuff like that. I mean, I've noticed ever since the Raptor came out, more F-150s than ever. Like
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
Well, that's one of those
I
things
mean,
of
they usually
once you
are for
look for
work
it.
trucks, but you know what I mean.
Once you're looking for it, then you're like, oh wow, there is a lot of those around here. Um, but but yeah, I think a lot of people, because I've noticed a lot of people who buy the F-150, and I actually used to know a couple of people who were doing this. They bought the F-150, and then they bought all of the body panels and extra pieces to build themselves a Raptor.
Right, right. I've had people ask me if I could, because my wife does the vinyl cutting or whatever. I've had
Mhm.
people ask me if I could vinyl cut a full sheet for for the side of their F-150s to say Raptor. I was like, I can't cut it that big, but
I can do it in sections,
in theory,
but
yeah,
yeah.
we do a little bit at a time. But but yeah, no, it just gets people excited about the brands and people excited about
Mhm.
just automotive stuff in general. So I feel like a lot of people get to that point where they're like, ugh, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. It's so expensive to get any of that stuff done. But they'll definitely be willing to shell out the extra cash to buy the one that's already made to be exciting.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna get the crowd that will buy the top of the line, which is going to be the Raptor, the Ram Rebel, and and then you've got those guys who are going to buy a regular F-150 and build it into that, and
Right.
put their own parts into it and make it how they want it, how they think it should have been built.
Right.
And then you're going to get those other people who buy the used one once those other people get bored with it and want a new one.
Yeah. And you're gonna have the guy that goes, I love that truck, but I can't afford any of those ones. I just want the base model, so I can
Yeah.
feel like I'm in that truck, but I'm not exactly the same truck, but it kind of is,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
uh,
Which
but
kind of
yeah, no,
which kind
it's
of
been
brings me
crazy.
up to my point of kit cars.
Kit cars.
There.
Yes, I know you wanted to discuss kit cars. We kind of got down a rabbit hole
No, no,
there
no,
on,
no. It's
and it was fun.
perfect because as we're talking about these trucks and these other vehicles, it reminds me of like, okay, the ACR Cobras, like
Yeah.
the Shelby Cobras.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
can't
yeah.
you can't get one for under what 150 grand anymore.
Cool car. Cool car.
But
Great story behind the making of that car too. Love it.
yeah, but I mean, so you can't get one for under 150 grand anymore. So you can buy a kit car. You can buy a kit, and they've got certain different skill levels, I guess you would call it. And you can buy a full out kit of these cars for I want to say starting out around 12,000, and
Hmm.
then you buy some extra parts here and there, and then for under $30,000 you can have yourself a brand new Shelby Cobra,
Right. Right.
or
Actually,
a 32
I've worked on.
Ford, or
Yeah, I've. You know what? I've worked on one of these AC Cobra kit cars,
mhm.
and I didn't. I wasn't. Let me be clear. I didn't put the car together. I helped put the engine and the transmission in the car.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, he was. I was talking to the guy about it, and it was really cool. Is he bought the kit, and I think he said he got his for about 10,
Okay.
and it didn't have an engine, transmission, or wiring harness for the engine, that type of
Right.
stuff, right? It
Right.
didn't have any of that stuff, but it had everything else. And so he spent a few months, put the whole car together in his garage,
Mhm.
and then he was at the point of he got to pick whatever engine and transmission he wanted to put in it, whatever drivetrain, and then you can order different rear ends with your kit. He said,
Yeah.
so it was really a really cool experience. He put some supercharged Ford. I man, I really don't want to mess this up. 454 a thing? Is that a thing?
Probably. I think Ford would have been like a 428.
428? Okay. I, I, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know
I
my
don't know. I
Fords
mean,
that well.
they've got all sorts of different. Yeah, they've
If
got all
anybody
sorts.
knows, leave me a comment. It was supercharged and it was cool, and he got to pick out all of his own tuning equipment and stuff. And I always thought to myself, man, that would be really cool. I would really enjoy doing a kit car,
Mhm.
especially some of the more outlandish ones. Like I don't know if you ever watched Top Gear,
Yeah.
but they always review the Caterham. Every time Caterham comes out with a new kit car, they do a review on it. And I always thought they're just really weird and outlandish looking, and they've got kind of this I don't know 1920s car style body style to them, but
Hmm.
rat rod lowered kind of stance to it. And I
Yeah.
always thought, man, that would be really cool to do. That would be a fun kit car. Yeah, dude, I think kit cars would be like
Well,
are the shit. Really, if you can afford one, they're the shit. I would totally go for it.
Coffin shared one with me the other day, and I was like, "Holy crap!
428,
Is that an actual? Is
428.
that a yeah?" I'm like,
Thanks, guys.
he shared one with me, and I was like, I go, "Wow, is that a GT40?" And he goes, "No, it was an Avenger GT or something like that." And I'm like, "I've never even heard of that." So then I started looking it up, and it's a kit to it's basically a GT40 kit car.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, that's awesome because again, GT40s, you can't find those for less than, triple digit, six
Right.
figures.
Right. It's an unattainable
And
car. It's an unattainable
it's
car.
one of those unattainable cars. But if you buy the kit and you can build it how you want, and then you can have you can have yourself a nice little brand new car that you've put together, and you know how every single
I'd be all about it.
Well, what I'm saying is the best part about it is you've done it. You've put it together. So if
Right. Oh
something
yeah,
goes wrong,
absolutely.
you know exactly what the issue is. You know
Yep. You
exactly
know
how to
what you
fix it.
screwed up. I don't care who you are. You know. You're like, oh, I totally screwed that up.
And it's one of those. It's a brand new car. It's
Right.
and
Right.
a lot of these, they spend years and years engineering them to be perfect, to where you can just buy the stuff and put it together. You don't have to, trim this hole out to fit this in there. Or you don't have to trim this, work with this
Right.
to make it fit. It's one of those things of, you buy it, you open it up, and just start bolting shit together.
Yes, Jason. As long as your project car doesn't catch on fire, that would probably be.
Ooh,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah. That would definitely be better
that was
than it
that was
catching on fire, which would be horrible.
that was a long time ago.
It still hurts. It still hurts. I don't know. I don't know how many years you're supposed to like before you get over something like that, but it still hurts. Oh, we're falling.
My phone keeps sliding down.
Oh my gosh. What engines are you guys doing? Okay. The Hemi. Oh, what? A 413. What should I say? I'm sorry. It's okay, Jay. I know you're just messing with me. It's
But
okay.
but yeah. So I mean, I think some of these companies with kit cars are awesome, and some of them um can be a little odd, because I was
Yeah.
watching one guy. He was building I forgot what car it was, but he said he was building one, and then he found out that his neighbor had one, and so he went over to ask his neighbor, how he's doing on his, and he's like, I don't know, I've been working on it for like 4 years. And he ended up
You go,
finishing
oh no.
his before his neighbor finished his. And it was one of those, and also for the fact that it's a kit car, he had such a hard time actually registering it, and
Yeah.
being able to plate it and stuff like that. But
Right.
I mean, yeah, some of that stuff is a pain in the ass. But after all that's done, you've got this, what could be, your dream car for 30 grand, and it's brand new, as opposed to this $200,000 car that's
Right.
30 years old,
Right.
and you don't know what kind of issues it's got.
Right. Let's just clarify up the commenters here. Jeremiah, I know what a Hemi engine is. I'm quite aware. Okay. Yes, the old school Mopar engine with the hemispherical piston and the penthouse shaped combustion chamber. Yes, I'm well aware. It was also quite powerful because the spark plug. Listen, guys, I know I'm an import guy. I know I don't know all of the big V8. I know some stuff. Okay, I'm up to date on some of my muscle stuff. Okay, little bit. I like Dodge out of all of them for the muscle car stuff, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine. Okay, I'm sorry, we're getting way off topic because this is why you should join us live so you can comment and throw it way off topic.
And get us off
But
topic.
yeah, registration's got to be a big pain in the butt. I can't even imagine having to register that thing. So, did you have to go through like safety checks and all that kind of stuff?
The video I watched was of the guy. He was talking about it. He went in there, and they are like, well, you got to have this, and you got to have that, and you've got to have this.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Marty. I was totally wrong. He was talking about when he mentioned 413 wedge. That's an old Mopar mode. Well, thank you, because that one I actually didn't know. That you got me there.
But he said that he went through all this. He went through all this hassle, and the guy was like, no, I'm not gonna pass you, because you've got to do this and you've got to do this. And so he left, went and had lunch, and he came back, and they registered it. So again, sometimes it depends on the people. Sometimes it depends on your state.
Yeah.
Registering a kit car can be a pain in the ass originally, but once it's registered and everything's good to go, you should. I don't see you having a problem with it. They probably
Right.
have to do a regular inspection every now and then just to make sure that it's okay. But still,
Wish they'd do a regular inspection on my roads, because those are never okay.
yeah, but they don't worry about those.
No, just if my crappy car can handle them.
Nope, nope. Your crappy car is gonna have to handle it no matter what.
Uh, man. So what would be your motor, Marty, if you were to do one of the AC Cobra, kit cars? What would be your engine choice? Because it's really like that's really the big thing is you can order the kit with an engine, or you can just pick your own engine and transmission. So what would be your pick?
Well, hold on. For home built vehicles, would a kit car can be considered a home built vehicle, or would it be considered a? Well, obviously, it would be a manufactured car. I guess it would be a home built vehicle.
I mean, you
Hmm.
did build it at home.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Wait,
but
wait. What if I don't build it at home? What if I build it in a workshop?
it's still technically home built because it's not built in a factory of, you know.
But it wasn't built in my house.
I understand, but it still wasn't a manufactured vehicle.
Okay, fine.
Honestly, it depend. I think it would depend on what I'm doing because for me, honestly, if I was going to be building one, I'd probably build one of those 32 Fords. And if I'm going to build the 32 Ford, I'm going to want it to be fun and badass. And I mean, yeah, I think I'd probably go with, I don't know, who knows, maybe one of the new Coyote motors that they've got out right now.
Nice. Very nice.
So, I mean, it really depends. I mean, who knows? Maybe a 428. Stick one of those things in there. That'd be a monster.
Cobra Jet engines, yeah, absolutely. Uh, man, I've always wanted to do one of the AC Cobras. It's such a cool car, has such a cool story. I really don't know what engine I would put in there, but I'd probably go with a Hellcat engine. I mean, you could buy the 1,000 horsepower Hellcat engine. What other engine am I gonna pick? I'm gonna buy
Well,
that one, and
well,
I'm gonna
it's a
shove
hell of
that in there.
that's a hella Fant engine.
Yes, that one.
Hella
That's what I would put in there. Just
true.
this nasty,
Now that you mention that
disgusting
one,
engine.
true. I can see that.
1,000 horsepower, ridiculous thing. Oh, then
Right,
the Cobras are
exactly.
set up
That
spec-
that's but you could also make it to where it's nice and clean without the chrome sticking out the hood and everything like that. So it depends on how you feel like making it. Honestly, I think there's a kit that has like an old I want to say there's a kit with like a 34 pickup body on it, and I would
Mhm.
I would enjoy one of those.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I like some of the crazier kits that they have. And I don't remember any names off the top of my head, but I've seen several where they're like the supercar style
Mm,
car
yeah,
kits, right? Um, Something like that would be really cool to get my hands on. I would love to just build a car just from a box of parts. Like that would just be a fun
yeah,
thing
yeah,
to
yeah.
do just in general.
It just shows up.
Uh,
It shows up in a crate, and you just throw
right.
all the parts together.
Just assemble it, even if I didn't put an engine or anything in it, just to assemble an entire car and title it just enough to where I could sell it to somebody. Hey, upcharge him another 10 grand. I already put it together and it's registered. Boom,
Yeah,
done.
yeah. I don't know, but like I said, I mean, some of these kit cars, it's going to be the only way that you can get some of these cars, like 32 Fords. The bodies for these things are if they're not already gone, they're becoming fewer and fewer to find, harder and harder to find, and you're going to be spending a fortune on ridiculously ratty bodies because
Right,
you can't find them anymore.
right. And then, once they do get restored, the price jumps up $1 million, and then So the next rusty one is worth, $500,000 instead of a
Right,
quarter.
right,
It's
right.
just gonna keep building like that.
And
Yeah,
and
it happens with a lot of classic cars.
and so with some of these kit car companies when they've come out with like a 32 Ford, people jump on it because I think there was a company called Street Beast for a while. I don't know if that's the who what Factory 5 turned into, but there was a company called Street Beast that had a couple of fiberglass molds for these older cars,
Hmm.
and it was awesome. They built everything that you needed. All you needed to throw in there was the drivetrain.
Right. And I want to say that's the company that guy used that I worked with. It was
Factory
the
5.
Factory 5. I'm
Yeah,
pretty darn sure that's what it was. That sounds extremely familiar.
yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah.
was a
They
cool kit. Car
yeah,
was really nice. Great
like I said,
suspension setup.
they put time and effort into manufacturing these kits to be any level of expertise you can put it together.
Right. Right.
I mean, there's a
It
there's
was.
a couple of odds and ends that you're gonna have to buy for that the kit doesn't offer, but
Hmm.
that's a lot of that stuff is personal preference kind of thing anyway. So
Right. And I'll tell you what, I didn't build the rest of the car, but mounting the motor and the transmission in was insanely easy. It was really, really easy. He said he was able to buy the mounts from the kit that
mhm.
that bolted up to the engine that he wanted, and yeah, it lowered in, bolted, boom, boom, done, no problem.
Right.
And running the radiator system and the fan switches and that type of stuff was really simple and really easy. So I mean, I don't know.
Did it
If
did it
I
feel
could have
sturdy?
afforded a kit car,
Did it feel
yeah,
sturdy? Because I know some of these kit cars when you see them, or you kind of walk around them and interact with them, they feel almost like I don't want to touch it because I don't want something to fall off or something to break.
right, right. It was kind of unreal looking at the car, just that body style and just being that
Mhm.
close to one. But yeah, when you could grab the body and it didn't feel like as you would think of fiberglass where it flexes and stuff like that. It
Right,
didn't.
right.
It didn't feel flexible. It didn't feel. It felt like a regular body panel, and the doors opening and closing, all that stuff seemed totally fine. Uh-oh, what happened? What did I miss?
I'm just hearing I'm hearing D in the other room. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's cool. I saw you laughing and I didn't see any new
No,
comments. I was like,
no, you're
uh-oh,
you're
I
good.
missed something good.
But
Oh,
yeah, no, because like I said, because some of those ones you get to it and you close the door and the whole car tweaks back and forth, or you open up the hood and there's no engine bay. It's just the engine and that's it. So
mm.
it's one of those things of
Yeah, no, it had a tubbed in, I guess you would call it, engine
mhm,
bay where it was actually
okay,
sheet metal and even though the frame rails ran down the bottom, but like the fenders and all that were well covered. Like it
okay,
wasn't just open or anything like that. It was a well made kit. It was a well made car.
okay,
You can always tell the quality of a car. I feel like when you close the door and you can
mhm.
feel like you feel the door hinge latch and you hear that thud, and each car makes a different thud. Really, really thin cars that are made out of cheap metal and have a very thin frame, they just chunk.
Uh-oh.
But Jeremiah wanted to know what I did for a living. I'm sorry, Jeremiah. So I'm a railroad mechanic. At the time when I was working on this dude's kit car, I was going to school for automotive technology, and he grabbed like 5 or 6 of us students and was like, "Hey man, come on, I'm gonna show you how to put the engine in, and we're just gonna do this." I guess he knew one of the instructors there, and that guy knew he was doing it and was like, "Hey, bring it by so my students can install it. You just oversee and point to what you want them to do." So it was a cool experience. It was a very cool experience. I think the car laid down like 500 horsepower on the dyno, which was awesome. It's
Not
pretty cool.
bad.
Um, but yeah, right now I'm a railroad mechanic, which was a great transition, and they really liked that I had the automotive background. If anyone is looking into getting into railroading, it's good business.
I'm not coming back down.
Just come back to Illinois. It's totally fine. Just the taxes are a little bit higher since you left.
I'll come to
The
visit.
roads are a little bit shittier. The winters are slightly colder.
Hold on. A little
And
bit shittier.
yeah,
You mean they're worse than they were when I left?
yeah. Since you left, everything has gotten worse. There's nothing. Nothing has
I lost a
improved.
piece. I lost a piece of exhaust going down Mound Road because of how awesome the road was.
Yeah, I don't.
Because it
I
rattled
haven't
the
been.
shit out of my truck.
Yeah, well, I could. I drive a lot of the interstates and the highways, and they are not good. They're very bad. So yeah, they've gotten worse since you left, Marty.
Yeah, like I said, I'll come to visit, but I won't. I don't think I'll be moving back. Besides the fact, my winters here is fall.
Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice. Although I'm definitely not jealous of your summers. So
They're really not that bad. I mean, they're hot and they're.
yeah, and didn't you just have a giant spider crawl across your living room?
Oh, that's because I left the front door open.
Yeah, not happening. I'm not moving to wherever you're at. Okay, you keep those ridiculous things. I mean, I hope you armed yourself, but you at least have a 12-gauge shotgun to handle the next spider that comes through,
I
right?
said, "Hey, go back outside," and I kind of shoot him out of the door with my foot.
Did he talk to you? I mean, he looked big enough where he'd be like, "Okay, Marty, sorry." Then,
basically, he said, "Oh, my bad," and he turned around and he walked out the front door and he hung out next to the front door and made sure none of the bugs came in.
No, I'd have to buy one of those portable flamethrowers that I saw you could get now. That like they're propane powered. Just yeah,
there you go. There you go.
I'm not handling it. Not handling it.
Why not? It wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
and the funny thing is, we've been here for over a year, and that's the only 2 spiders we've seen the entire time.
Whoa, 2 of them? There's been 2 of that's too many, Marty.
Oh yeah, we had one here at this house who tried to come in the front door, but I was like, "No, dude," and I closed the door on him. And then we had the other one where I left the front door open while we were cleaning the old house, and he walked right in the front door.
These things just live I'm just getting the creeps just thinking about it. Ugh, I hate spiders. I hate spiders.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the ones that you can't see. That's the ones that you got to worry about. The ones that you can see, you're good to go because you know where they're at.
Oh, is that all? I'll just, be constantly buying new underwear if I was anywhere near you. Saw those things crawling around.
It'd be fine.
Just immediately. Just be done. No.
You'll be fine. But we don't have mosquitoes.
Well, gee, I wonder why the spiders are so big. Oh.
No, yeah, it's not that bad out here.
I just don't like spiders. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, but there's big spiders over there by you.
Not that big.
Are you kidding me? I've seen some wolf spiders that are gigantic out there.
I've seen one time in the entire life that was scary big like that one. Once.
Okay. And I've seen 2.
Yeah. And you've lived there for like 2 years. I've been in this state for like 30 some odd years.
Yeah, well, I lived out I wouldn't say the country, but I lived out in the middle of some cornfields, and I saw some big old wolf spiders out there in Illinois.
Oh man.
Good old Manhattan.
Yeah. Corn country, bud.
Heck yeah. Oh man, what do we got here?
I don't know. Oh. I would like to do one of those DeLoreans. I know you can buy an assembled DeLorean now, but like since that guy bought the factory, I always wondered if I could just order all of the parts for a DeLorean and build one myself. That would be a lot of fun.
Well,
I'd be down to build a DeLorean.
From what I know, they're actually building straight up full DeLoreans, like brand new ones.
Yeah. I checked into it because I thought, how awesome would it be to buy a factory original DeLorean, but made in 2019, right? They're about $30,000 to $35,000, depending on the options you choose.
That's really not that bad.
It's really not bad at all. But I was like, oh, but that means I have to I have to actually own it and drive it because it's,
They have all the
In
kit. They have the parts to make a kit.
well, it'd be cool if they had the parts to make a kit.
No, kit, as in like Night Industries 2000
Oh,
kit,
the actual kit car kit,
kit. Yeah,
the actual Night Riders kit car.
yeah. There you go. That'd be cool. But no, you know what's crazy about
Very cool.
those DeLoreans though is bodywork is non-existent.
Yeah.
Well, if you get a dent in it, you don't just pound the dent out and then put some filler on it and you're good to go because you can't put filler on it.
Right.
You got to get a whole new panel.
We have dentless, or we have the paintless dent removal systems
Right,
now.
but what I'm saying is, if you get a nasty like crumple, there's no pounding it back out and flattening it back out and making it look nice. It's you got to get a whole new panel.
Yeah. So, well, at least now, okay. So Jeremiah, right? What they're doing with the engines right now is you can option out the engine to get a newer engine. You can also option for the original engine. Because basically what happened is somebody bought the DeLorean Motor Company factory, which had enough parts to make another 10,000 or so cars. I don't know the exact number. You guys will have to look it up. Don't quote me on that. But it was a ridiculous amount of cars, right?
Yeah.
And so the guy just bought the factory and just started building DeLoreans. And then also you can call him up and buy parts like for your DeLorean because those were really hard to find. And he's got the original blueprints and documents to make and manufacture the original DeLorean part and just send it off to guys. So I know like in the DeLorean community, it was a really big deal. But I always thought it would be neat if they actually did a DeLorean kit. Like I could call this company up because I don't want to spend $30K on a DeLorean. I'm sorry. Like it's a cool car and all, but I just don't want to spend that much money on a DeLorean. But it would be cool if I could spend like 10 grand and I could put the DeLorean together myself because I just think that would be really cool.
Well, I mean, theoretically, I'm sure you could probably call them up and be like, "Hey, man, I don't want to spend 30 grand for a car that you put together. Can you just mail me the parts?"
Right. just mail me the parts. I'll give you 15 if you just mail me the parts.
And I'll put it together.
Right. I'll put it together. I would love to put, I mean, honestly, in a DeLorean, I know like some of the options are like V8 engines and stuff like that they're doing. But what I would really like to do is put one of these new turbocharged 4-cylinder engines in it. You know, something like out of the Focus RS or the Evo or STI or something where it's one of these big 300 horsepower 4-cylinders. But in that, like, because that's kind of what that car was really made for. Like, I know they put a V6 in it back in the day, but they really just couldn't. I really don't know. I'm really not sure. But a mid-engine 4-cylinder, turbocharged, making about 300 horsepower, like that'd be a good. I mean, come on. The DeLorean wasn't terrible. It just didn't have enough power because of space constraints. Just saying.
Yeah. That's what he's saying is he would get the body and then throw something a little bit, I wouldn't say beefier, I would just say a little bit more powerful in it.
Because, it was. Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'd put something with a lot more power in it. I get doing the bigger engines, but
it was the '80s, so even the V8s at the time were doing what, 200 horsepower.
Yeah, they were really bad. Well, the problem was the companies were trying to figure out how to meet the new standards of not only having unleaded gas but having catalytic converters, and then you've got your PCV and evap emissions that all started to get added on during that time era. And so there was like this lag where it was like, oh, all these engines have no power because we can't meet all these standards and make power. And then the technology slowly caught up to it.
Right.
I really wish they would do that the opposite way and let the technology drive where the standard should be. But, I get,
No, in real life. I was walking over here. She's like, okay, food. It made me trip over her.
Sorry. Hi. I'm getting
shame on you.
Apparently,
I hear.
Apparently,
it's
Mallet
your fault.
Almost tripped her as she was walking over.
Right, which is why when the 4-cylinder turbocharged, this is what led the way to 4-cylinder turbocharged, man.
Well,
because
it's also
at the
you
time,
gotta look
that's
at
when you started getting the Gallant VR4s into the United States that were making a little over 200 horsepower on a 4-cylinder all-wheel drive tiny little car compared to your,
right. Well, and I mean, and nowadays, even the 4-cylinder cars are running, like you said, 300 horsepower. So
dang Skippy.
if you were able to have that car and then just upgrade to a current anything motor, you'd be good to go.
Right.
Heck, I mean, you could probably find a some kind of a 6-cylinder and run a 6-cylinder into that, because I'm sure it would fit.
You could. Yeah, no, and it was designed for a 6-cylinder, so you have the space for modern V8s, modern 6-cylinders, just about anything you want to put in there. So that's why, like me personally, I just feel like that's what that car would fit, the personality of that car more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess. But I get it, you want to put a big V8 in. I'm not going to hate on you for that. Go for it. You want to put a cool V6, even the newer V6s make enough power that where it would really be a huge upgrade over the 80s V6 BS.
You know what? All right, Presty, we'll see you later, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for your comments, bro. Make sure to share the video.
It'd be really cool to put in there?
What's that?
An electric motor.
Oh.
I'm just giving you shit, because I know how much you like electric motors.
Bro, the only way you would ever get me to drive an electric engine DeLorean is if you literally made the copy car from Back to the Future, right? And I could put my used can and dump this thing, and it would charge the little thing and then go. Okay, I'd be down for that. Okay?
You want a Mr. Fusion?
Yeah, Mr. Fusion on the back, running off that car ran off of 12.21 gigawatts, okay? It was a lot faster than your kilowatt hour bullcrap Teslas, okay?
Yeah.
If you could give me that car, that would be the electric car I would drive. Just saying. Doc Brown, if you're still around, I could use a DeLorean over here, bud.
You built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Gotta do it with some style.
Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of cars from the 80s could stand an upgrade to current engines.
Dude, it would be really cool to see a push towards quick kit cars.
Mm-hmm.
With a lot of those 80s cars. Like, honestly, like ones that really needed some help. Like, do a Pontiac Fiero kit car.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, what would be really cool to see is, like, you get a group of people, and you go out and poll, 100,000 people, and find out what the most popular cars from these couple generations are, and out of the most popular cars, you take two of those, and you make a kit car for those two most popular cars of those generations.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What are you doing? You're gonna have to continue. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, that'd be cool to see. I would love a kit for.
What's that?
Back up. It's like a 78, 79 F-150. I'm not even kidding.
Would. You'd be all about it.
But because it's so hard to.
It's really hard to find them, yeah. But it's that type of car where they would actually be able to make it where you can weld and bolt the frame together and put the body on top of it and build a piece. That's a car, yeah, you could definitely do a kit for.
Oh,
that's what I think is cool about a lot of those 70s cars. You could do a kit car for them. I would be able to build my dream, 60s or 70s car in my garage. Put whatever engine I'm comfortable working on or can afford into it, and have my dream car for a reasonable price.
Really? That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, you know what else there's a kit for? I watched it. This is a long time ago. I watched it on Power Block. Do you remember Power Block? It was like
That was on the Velocity channel where you would just have like an hour of like
it was
horsepower shows,
it was like 2 or 3
right?
hours of like horsepower shows. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this one was extreme 4x4.
Okay, I've seen some of the
And
extreme 4x4.
come here, you. It was extreme 4x4, and what they did was they took a like an '85 Suburban, and
Hmm.
they got a kit for a Humvee. Can you move? They got a Hummer kit for like an H1, and they made an H1 out of a '85 Suburban.
Nice. That'd be cool.
They used it for their tow rig. And
I always thought it'd be really awesome to get my hands on one of those original Hummers. That'd
yeah,
be cool.
I saw one the other day. It was pretty cool. I was surprised by it. That's something you see every day.
You know, I always want to know. Last week we were talking about car auctions. I always wanted to know where the used military gear auctions are. You guys keep that stuff on lockdown.
Governmentliquidation.com.
Yeah? There you go.
You can buy
There it is.
starting bid for a lot of like 5 tons and stuff like that. Like the big trucks is like 150.
Yeah. Yeah? See, there you go, guys. Get some cool military vehicles. I've seen so many videos of people buying these and been like, they never tell me where to buy them.
Yeah, governmentliquidation.com is one. There's another one called Purple Wave. It's Purple Wave is more how do you want to say it? Kind of government surplus, not like municipal surplus. Can you?
Okay.
It's like municipal surplus, so it's like state agencies, like the state police or other state agencies like that, where they get rid of their old vehicles after a while.
So you're telling me I could maybe find an old Mount Prospect police car?
Oh yeah.
All right,
I don't know if they're gonna have a tornado siren that you could put on top, but.
Hey, it's just gotta be, made the year before, catalytic converter, so it runs on regular gas.
Got cop shocks.
Yeah, cop shocks, cop brakes.
Gotta have a new cigarette lighter though.
Yeah, well, I'll fix the cigarette lighter. I can fix it.
But yeah, but the thing about a lot of those is with the vehicles, they're usually not running. They usually do something to where you can't just drive them off the lot. So sometimes you have to buy 2 or 3 H1 Humvees to be able to put one together. But usually with how cheap you can get them, you can do all sorts of fun stuff with them.
That'd be pretty awesome. That'd be pretty awesome. I'd be all about it.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, there's all sorts of random stuff that they sell there too. Like, I used to go on there all the time. You'll find the little like old prop planes and stuff like that, or boats.
Mm-hmm. Right.
There'll be a lot for like 10,000 pounds of spent brass.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. A bunch of power tools, like power tool kits that were used like 5 and 6 times and then got put somewhere, and then that unit never needed them anymore, and so now they're selling almost brand new power tools.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on there.
I can use some power tools.
Yeah. I mean, like air compressors, all sorts of stuff. Definitely a good place to look if you're wanting stuff. Like I said, that Purple Wave one, it does like state police. So if they impound a vehicle and it sits for a long time, they auction the cars off. So you'll randomly see
That'd be cool.
You'll randomly see some random Corvette or some other car that they've impounded. You'll see old police cars on there. You'll see like IDOT trucks and stuff like that will be up there. Construction equipment stuff. Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff on those things.
check them out.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna check them out.
Yeah, definitely.
Gonna...
You'll get lost in there. I guarantee it. You're
Oh,
stuck.
totally. I mean, dude, I get lost on cars.com when I'm just like cruising through, just like, hey, I wonder how much these cars go for. I saw about 4 of those today.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like, hey, it would be cool to build one of those. I wonder how much those are. Dude, I get lost doing that kind of stuff all the time.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, they've got like, and the craziest part about it is I saw one of them. It was a 5-ton. It had, I think, 1,100 miles on it from 1985. It sat in the motor pool and it never got used. It just got
no one used it.
It's got inspected and checked out every now and then, and maybe driven here and there. But yeah, 1,100 miles on it from 1985, and it was starting bid $150.
I'd have been that guy that came down to the motor pool and checked that vehicle out. That'd have been me. Like, what do you got that's been sitting around for a while? Yeah, I'm going to take that one. Like, seriously? We got to do an inspection on it when you bring it back now. Great.
Back at Riley, they had a whole fenced-in area. I would probably say at least a half a city block of just straight-up trucks that were for sale.
Damn.
But you had to go through the auction to be able to buy them. You couldn't just go in there and be like, "Hey, I'll give you so much for it."
Right.
But yeah, so a lot of them you're gonna have to trailer them out though. Like you can't, get it up and running and drive it away.
Yeah. I've seen the video of what you guys do with those things. All right, I know they're gonna be broken.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll find.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay.
I'll find the video of when we launched an RG33.
I've already seen small clips of people trying to drift those freaking half-ton truck things you got around all kinds of sandy roads and shit. I've seen those big old trucks doing that shit.
I drove a 5K tanker like it was a rally car one time.
Right. It's not a rally car, okay, guy?
I don't know, man. Them curves were banked like crazy. They were awesome.
Oh, you're fucking up my vehicle, Marty. You're fucking up my vehicle.
Well, you haven't bought it yet, so it's still my vehicle.
Still my. It's the U.S. Army's vehicle, son. You will treat it with respect.
I don't know. It's got my name in the window. Well, I think it's a little over an hour. You want to wrap it?
Yeah, we've been up there. Oh yeah, definitely. I think we covered all our bases for this week.
Yeah, definitely. We had a good conversation. We had a bunch of people joining in here and having a good conversation with us. So yeah, it was a good time.
Make sure you guys join us here every Monday night, 9 p.m. Central Time, where I'm from. And what time is it where you're from, Marty?
7.
7.
Yeah. So 7 o'clock Pacific. Well,
are you Pacific or are you Mountain Standard? This is why I never know.
It depends. I think right now I'm Pacific time.
Okay.
Until when it goes to fall, then I'll be Mountain Standard Time.
Well, that's not very specific now, is it?
We don't do daylight savings down here.
Oh, you just switch time zones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's much less confusing. Of course, there's just switch time zones.
No, for real. I'm not even. You think I'm kidding?
No, I know you're for real. That's why I'm giving you a hard time about it. All right, guys. Well, make sure to check out our Instagram and YouTube and all that other stuff.
Go follow us on Instagram with Riding with Rob, All Terrain Outlaws. Go check out the YouTube. This video will probably be up there sometime tomorrow, maybe.
Sometime tomorrow, definitely.
And share it with your friends. Invite as many people as you want over here, and hopefully we'll get some more good conversations going.
And if you're a late watcher, please make sure to leave us a comment what you thought about the video, and at least give us a thumbs up. And sharing the videos. If you enjoyed the content, share it with your friends, please. Appreciate it.
For sure. All right, man.
All right, Marty. Well, until next week, man.
Sounds good.
See you later.
Peace.